the golden age of Islam.
Episode 9: The First Muslims.
According to the polytheists of Mecca, the Muslims were very few in number. Except for a few among them, most of them belonged to the poor and weak segments of society. As for the polytheists, they were quite wealthy and influential. They opposed Prophet Muhammad and his followers, and they began to use all kinds of oppression to turn them away from their religion. The house of Prophet Muhammad was between the houses of Abu Lahab and Uqbah bin Abu Mu'ayt. These two would throw human and animal filth in front of the Prophet's house. They would lay thorny bushes on the roads he would pass through and hurl all sorts of insults at him. One day, Prophet Muhammad went to the fair in Uqbah to convey Islam to the people coming to Mecca from outside. Prophet Muhammad was wearing a red cloak. As he walked among the people, he called out, "O people, there is no deity but Allah. Believe in this and be saved." Following behind him was his uncle Abu Lahab, shouting loudly,
"Oh, people, this is my brother's son. Do not believe what he says. He is a liar. Keep away from him."
People were surprised. Each was curious about these two figures, constantly contradicting with each other.
You know who they are?
The young man in front is Muhammad bin Abdullah, and the one following behind him is his uncle Abu Lahab.
Abu Lahab, his sons, and his wife held great enmity for the Prophet Muhammad and his family. Abu Lahab's wife, Jamil, could never quell her anger no matter what she did. One day, she gathered her sons.
"Well, your cousin has been saying terrible things and insulting our gods. It's your duty to teach him a lesson."
The other day he recited some made-up poems to me. I spat in his face.
That was well done.
"From this moment on, you will end your relationship with his daughters. Uqbah, Utaybah, listen to me carefully. Go immediately and tell them that you have broken off the engagement and that you no longer want his daughters Ruqayya and Kulthum."
Mother, you're absolutely right.
Yes, that's right.
Indeed! Abu Lahab's sons can marry any girl they desire, as if they have to settle for the daughters of a madman.
With that, Abu Lahab's sons broke off their engagements with the daughters of Prophet Muhammad. One day, as Abu Lahab was dumping a bucket of filth in front of Prophet Muhammad's door, Hamza, witnessing this, couldn't hold back, took the bucket and poured it over his head.
Take that! Stop! Stop! What are you doing?
This suits you.
What are you doing, you fool?
What about you? What kind of man are you? Behave yourself. He's your nephew.
My nephew? I have no kinship with someone who has abandoned our faith. He has bewitched everyone with his magical words.
Prophet Muhammad, hearing the noises and stepping outside, saw Abu Lahab trying to shake off the filth and Hamza. He was deeply saddened by seeing this. He only said, "O sons of Abd Manaf, is this how you treat your neighbor?" Due to Abu Lahab's endless enmity, eventually, a surah was revealed about him. Neither Abu Lahab nor his wife would find salvation now. The verses said, "Perish the hands of Abu Lahab, and he himself perished. Neither his wealth nor worldly gains will benefit him. He will burn in a flaming fire. And so will his wife, the carrier of thorny kindling. Around her neck will be a rope of palm fiber." One day, as Prophet Muhammad was praying by the Kaaba, a group of Quraysh polytheists were there too. Among them, Abu Jahl said,
I can tolerate this man performing these actions here. Is he worshipping some invisible god or what?
Hey! Come over here! Which one of you will bring the intestines of that slaughtered camel and put it on him while he sujuds?
Well said, Ibn. Yes, well said.
I'll do it. Just hold this. Here it is. A little further. All right. Just a bit more. Perfect.
What are they doing? Fatima was around. Let me inform her. Hey! What are you doing? Father! Father! Are you alright? You are grown men. Do you have no shame? Placing intestines on him, really? Father, will you be able to stand? Give me your hand. Do they think they are unprotected? You, Amir bin Hisham, you Uqbah, and you, Umayyah, and yet you boast about being the noble ones of this tribe. What are your actions? Where is your honor and dignity?
Hey, listen to the words of a little girl. She'll probably declare her own prophethood soon, just like her father.
At that moment, Prophet Muhammad finished his prayer and raised his hands to the sky. He began to pray as follows. O Allah, I entrust Quraysh to you. O Allah, I entrust Quraysh to you. O Allah, I entrust Quraysh to you. When the Messenger of Allah said these words, the polytheists stopped laughing. A chilling silence fell over them. The Prophet continued, O Allah, I entrust Amir bin Hisham, Uqbah bin Rabi'ah, Shaybah bin Rabi'ah, Walid bin Uqbah, Umayyah bin Khalif, Uqbah bin Ibn White, and Umara bin Walid, to you. Upon this, their hearts filled with fear. They were right to be afraid indeed, no matter how much they deny it. The thought of receiving a curse from someone who might be a prophet sent shivers down their spines. When there was nothing left to laugh about, they dispersed. Indeed, all those mentioned would die in horrific manner, and they would remember these words in their final moments. While a group of Quraysh polytheists were sitting together, the Messenger of Allah came and began circumambulating the Kaaba. They began whispering among themselves.
We cannot tolerate these actions. We have never seen the likes of him. He insults us. He treats us as fools. He insults our fathers and ancestors. He insults our gods. He's sowing discord and strife among us.
What are we waiting for? Are we going to let him get away with this? Come on, let's confront him.
Muhammad! Do you insist on insulting our gods?
When the Prophet said, "There is no God but Allah," they all attacked him together. Meanwhile, someone sent message to Abu Bakr to catch up with his companion immediately.
Leave him! What are you doing? Let him go! What are you doing? Let him go! What are you doing? May Allah punish you! Is it because he says my Lord is Allah that you want to kill this man?
With the help of Abu Bakr, the Prophet escaped from this attack, though he was injured. Abu Bakr's head was wounded, and part of his beard was pulled out. The polytheists insulted the Prophet Muhammad at every opportunity and harassed and assaulted him. However, they did not dare to kill him because his tribe was powerful. But the weak Muslims who believed in him faced horrendous torture. Abu al-Hakim by his real name, but Abu Jahl as known among Muslims, had taken on the task of threatening people. He was issuing threats to everyone. If an honorable person had accepted to Islam, he would go to him and say,
You abandoned the religion of your father who was better than you. You disregarded his beliefs and disgraced him. Is that so? I swear, we will consider you among the fools. We will ignore you, and you will lose your honor.
if the Muslim was a merchant, he would say,
I swear your trade will decline, your profits will decrease, and we will bankrupt you.
If the Muslim had no support, was poor, or a slave, he had to be killed. But his death needed to frighten others. Therefore, it could not be an easy death. It had to be one with pain. The family of Yasir was one of these.
You have listened to the Golden Age of Islam Radio Theater. Until we meet in the next episode.